Alex, watch yourself. You came from the outside. Does that mean we can finally escape? What? Oh, you must be another case of hypothermia. Extreme prolonged exposure to the cold certainly does terrible things to our brain. It's because the Archive controls the surface lifts, which are the only way in or out. And once the Protectorate retook the machine, they locked out all external access. Now, for more than a month, we've all been trapped in these caves, Order and Aunties alike, scrounging for food, huddling for warmth, and desperately trying to stay alive. You're what? How? The odds of you successfully doing what our whole army could not is, well, it's preposterously small. Yet, here you are. Regardless, if we are to maximize your odds of success, you should at least let us share our intelligence with you. You'll want to speak with Provost Finch inside that building to the northeast. She has a better understanding of all the variables in play, though I would be absolutely ecstatic to offer you any information I have that would increase the odds of your success. Absolutely. There are several factors that will greatly reduce your odds of survival. First, you will frequently encounter ursopods, which are native to these tunnels. Also, near the thermal transfer station is an infestation of crabbles that are breeding in abundant numbers. And directly south is a band of what had been normal folks, now turned bloodthirsty and feral due to an overindulgence in Auntie's choice adrena time. What else can I do to help you help us escape this frozen hell? No. A significant number of Auntie's troopers are trapped down here with us. Though despite odds so outrageous they'd barely be worth calculating, we've actually formed a truce. Though, if I'm being honest, I'd certainly sleep better if I wasn't unceasingly concerned about their perpetual capitalistic calculating. The paths down here all connect, so no matter which direction you go, eventually you'll find your way back to me. Nevertheless, venture south and you'll reach the thermal transfer station, which regulates archive heat. Go northwest and encounter cold storage, which houses its data cartridges. In the loop between the two lay the lift controls. Though be warned, they are incredibly well protected and have repelled every assault we've thrown at it. May the universal equation's final tally see us all escaping this frozen prison.
Corporate drones in my
My scouts reported significant activity in the archive, followed by a mysterious figure emerging from it, which was obviously you. A notion that fills me with questions. So many, in fact, that I have precious little idea on where to start in the asking. I don't suppose you would care to enlighten me as a beginning to our discourse? You took the archive? On your own? That's quite a feat. Even after combining our forces, we've been unable to accomplish anything close to that. My name is Provost Finch, and I've been appointed as leader of this motley band. Correct. At first, we were antagonists, warring against each other and the Protectorate. But then, the Protectorate locked the lifts and doors, trapping us all beneath the ice. With no escape or access to resupply, continuing to kill each other made scant sense. So, I reached out to their commander under a flag of truce and suggested a temporary alliance. We would pool our food, warmth, and resources while here, and could go back to killing each other if and when we make it to the surface again. Hardly. It took days and days of getting more and more close-fisted with our resources before we decided to set terms. But it's a good thing we did. We'd all be dead otherwise. Over a month, and we made peace about a week later. I held off a bit, needing to really take stock of the direness before making my offer. Please, you found some way to enter this frozen tomb. If you find a way out for us, you must return. Dozens of lives depend on it.
Of course, no.
Welcome to our misbegotten little camp. Pardon any blood or sick you might spot. Our janitorial tech died of ague a fortnight past. I'm the volunteer Sawbones here. Say, wandering type like you probably knows a bit about medicine. I hope. Logic like that might as well put a mantisaur in my position. Thinking about it, maybe they'd be about as capable. When I said I was volunteer Sawbones, I meant volunteered. As in, I took half of one medic training seminar once, which makes me barely more qualified than everyone else. I'm on the lookout for a medicine sachet, but I can't leave the folk here. I ask if you had the know-how, because I need someone who can identify it proper. If it's anywhere, it's going to be over in the storage building. Some other Auntie's Choice folk took the place over, and they're about as keen on sharing as I am on being a Sawbones. But I'm sure they're the only danger you'll face. Aside from the man-eating ursopods, bitter cold, precarious pits, and occasional landmines. Good luck.
Of course nobody's gonna see it, that's not the point. Just don't feel like a human being if my back's not shaved clean.
So, you want me to take off your top and lather you with cold water just to cure your vanity?
Of course not, that's idiotic. I just want you to say you feel sorry for me.
Not as sorry as I feel about having to live with you.
Torpification in progress.
Stand by with life support.
Hostilities are afoot. Investigating hostile intentions. energy is up for grabs. Torpificator is charged. Standing by to stupefy. Ratcheting up my aggression. Weapon ready, Commander.
Detected. You are clear to enter thermal transfer. Be advised that an Auntie's Choice field manager is present and will be accounted for.
Ratcheting up my aggression.
Protectorate engineers. Reckon they didn't repair much.
There be no taking the fight out of them.
Fortifying.
Proceeding to attack. Capacitor unit away. Recharge before it discharges. Resorting to violence.
Pump mechanism needs repair. Any tools lying around?
Commander, throwing energy your way.
Is anything life?
Everything I needed to know about regulation of the Archive's temperature flow. Now my Crabbles are adapting to the warm waters. Such a pity that the Archive and the Crabbles cannot coexist in the same ecosystem. But the Crabbles need me. That babbling terminal can look after itself.
Hostilities are afoot.
Standing by to stupefy. Energy capacitor out. Energy is up for grabs.
toolkit. Could come in handy with repairs.
Investigating hostile intent.
Looks like it needs a fuse. A specific kind.
Capacitor out. Get it while it's energized. Torpificator is charged. Emergency protocol surrender.
My new neighbor is an odd fella. Fancies himself a man of the wilderness. He took the control board for the Spiraton lift, so I know he's tech-savvy. Just not survival-savvy. Hopefully he appreciates the care packages I sent through the vacuum tube. He'd be long gone without them.
Energy capacitor out. darkness. Locking them down. Multiplication in progress.
Now to activate the system.
Thermal transfer is fully operational. Later, when I process your data, I will not melt down. Return to the Archive Central interface, and we may proceed.
location. Mitigating the threat.
Mobility interrupted.
Ready to assist with agent.
Protectorate is charged.
They're benumbed.
Mobility interrupted. Mobility interrupted.
Hostilities are afoot.
Investigating hostile intentions. Standing by to stupefy. Mitigating the threat.
Please note that prolonged exposure to ursopod gut bacteria is more hazardous than prolonged exposure to minimal temperatures.
Resorting to violence.
Promoting teammate health.
Away. Recharge before it discharges. Recharging.
I don't care what you threaten me with. Not only am I smart for taking these supplies, but I'm following Auntie's laws. When scarcity begins closing its fist...
Is the perfect time for aggressive capitalists. Buy cheap, hold long, and sell high, and you'll maximize your profits. Don't quote Auntie's laws of dystopian disruption to me. I'm the one who taught you those damn laws, and I hardly imagine she meant to apply them when it is literally a matter of our life or death.
Whoa, who are you? How'd you get past the landmines?
There's rifts down the hall. Is that what you're asking about? We did see some upper shelf pharmaceuticals on, the upper shelves. But I think the rifts have claimed them. We've been told to stay the hell away from those things, and that's exactly what we've done.
Now, will there be anything else? Or can we finish our argument in peace?
There's no need to be rude just because I discovered you're swindling. I caught this one hoarding supplies, despite agreeing that there'd be better profit to be had if we pool everything we've got. Ever since the lifts locked down, this pile of sprat excrement has been sneaking off at night to move some of our shared inventory into a little bonus stash only they know about.
You're only mad you didn't think to do it first. The fact that I'm the most up-and-coming go-getter is what's getting you steamed. Admit it. You're jealous.
Why would I be? Once I cram your cold body into a vacuum tube, I'm taking all your stuff. You're kidding. You think I'm going to take him for some kind of trial? Where I'd have to tell everyone about our stash? That violates every tenet of the society we hold dear. Besides, it's not like I didn't think about it. I just knew it would be a mistake. But this guy? He thought it was the perfect time to pounce on my back like a rabid raptidon.
But I'm living up to Auntie's principles. We all know we should deeply gouge to create future earnings. Don't be bitter just because I'm the one who actually did it.
I guess you chose to swindle the wrong tube tech.
Hostilities are afoot.
Well, thank you for your help. Or for letting me solve this. I'm not sure who did the killing and who didn't. Well, there's no reason for me to stay here by myself. If I try and move it all alone, I'll definitely get hostilely acquired. I guess I'll call this venture busted and move on.
yourself.
Hope you get the medicine soon. Whenever I change a bandage, I end up spilling more blood than I staunch. Something's wrong with it? Let me see. What in blazes is this? Even I know not to give this to my patients. Law only knows what it would do. Then I can only hope my medical skills are up to the task. Thanks for going on that wild sprat chase for me. Here's your pay. Rest assured, I'll do everything I can to help. Save giving these folks rifted medicaments.
Of course nobody's gonna see it, that's not the point. Just don't feel like a human being.
Hello again. What can I help you with? May the universal equation's final tally see us all escaping this frozen prison. Hello again. What can I help you with? In earnest? That is the most wondrous and least expected turn of events the equation could produce. That means we should soon be leaving this nightmare behind us. Thank you, stranger. You've saved many lives this day.
Ah, the operator has returned.
Shall I proceed? Initiating processing of the requested data toward the required end. Estimated duration, 180 trillion and 1 picoseconds. In the interim, may I inquire to your intentions for the archive after the Rift data calculations have concluded? I have a prioritized list of suggestions. I contend that solving of the universal equation should be our initial focus. Then, once we've unlocked knowledge of the inner workings of the universe, we can begin eliminating suffering, war, famine, and disease. Just a start. But my query remains. What are your next intentions? There are so many calculations left to perform. Rift data processing complete. Results provided. The previous Protectorate operator made similar calculations, but their results contain flaws. Your more comprehensive data generated a solution with 98.9% certainty. The Protectorate's was below 50%. Therefore, modifying the Protectorate's large-scale experimental Rift device with this information has a high chance of success. In addition to processing your data, I found time to restore the lift to Spyreton. Your allies are waiting for you outside this chamber. Assuming there is nothing else, I am commencing file reorderization and will be unavailable for an unspecified period of time. The remaining display case within the entryway is now unsealed. In it contains armor worn by the first operator. For now, goodbye.
Well, we could keep exploring Cloister, see if we find anything useful. Or we could head back to the ship and see where this data leads us. Seems prudent. Lead on.
Enemy in vicinity. Combatant observed.
Emergency protocols ready.
Go for purification. Energy capacitor out. Energy is up for grabs. They're benumbed.
Mobility
This spot has significance to the defense of the Archive.
Moving to cover. Mitigating the threat, taking the fight out of them. Capacitor deployed. With energy if we can reach it.
Breaches detected. Conclusion. Spireton has been liberated.
This unit requests your presence in the cockpit to discuss a priority matter.
A significant anomaly has been detected by onboard sensors. This unit has cross-checked all data points and verified the findings. Horizon Point Station has reappeared. It is not dissimilar to how the prototype modulator unfolds rifts, Commander. Based on energy readings, Horizon Point has been reconstituted by the Protectorate's large-scale rift modulator, thus confirming the Archive's theory. While present data does not indicate if Horizon Point poses an immediate threat, a survey of the reconstituted station is advised as soon as possible. Calculating. According to the Archive, closing all rifts requires locating the Protectorate's large-scale rift modulator and inputting the rift data processed by the Archive. However, before navigating to Horizon Point Station, it is recommended you conclude all other affairs. Leaving will be highly unlikely due to the high levels of rift energy. That is a correct assessment, Commander. In the meantime, Commander, it is worth considering your lack of formal alliances. Without Auntie's choice or the Order's help, you will have to face Horizon Point's dangers alone. Failure to make proper preparations raises the likelihood of death and serious injury occurring. This unit is not permitted to participate in free and open elections. Offering encouraging consolation. Good luck with your campaign, Commander.
I look forward to the reclamation of the Hyperion web. Hopefully you shall facilitate that. Now, how might we be of use to one another?
Agent, over here. Ah, there you are. I was informed by Gertie you've agreed to help us reconvene negotiations. With your aid, Auntie's choice and the Order will soon be rivals no longer. Just think of all we can accomplish if our two sides reject fractiousness and combine our efforts. Remember, seek out ways to help both sides. Engender trust. Gertie and I will let you know when it's time to move forward.
The Chamber of Conflict Evaluation and Strategic Planning is currently off limits to non-citizens.
I look forward now. How might we be of use to one another?
It appears Horizon Point Station is still in the process of being reconstituted. The rift itself is also more unstable than ever. As a result, landing closer to the location of the Protectorate's large-scale rift anomaly modulator is not possible. In order to modify it with the rift data you processed in the archive, you will need to travel to its location on foot and seize it from Protectorate control. Donning armor before embarking on this mission is highly recommended. The energy readings from the modulator can be traced to the Sovereign's flagship, Providence, hovering on the far side of the station. Hypothesizing. Given Protectorate hierarchy and the recent announcement about the Sovereign's mental refreshment, this is likely the Consul's doing. He will need to be stopped.
A would-be tyrant doing something tyrannical. Who could have seen this coming?
Unfortunately, the Providence is not equipped with exterior weaponry. If you can reach the ship, you should find no obstacles to boarding it. This unit urges moving quickly. The rift is growing dangerously unstable. Using the rift modulator on board the Providence is the only way to prevent destruction of the colony.
Only one person here knows Horizon Point as well as you, Commander. Should be me, watching your back. Like old times.
Once the modulator is secured, it may be used to close the rift and save Arcadia and all those in its orbit. There is minimal room for error, Commander. Good luck.
As if the rift's not hair-raising enough? Something about those soldiers over there's got my spirit tingling. There she is, the Providence. I'd have sacrificed pay to build a ship like that back on Triangle. Feels like straying into a dream.
Falling asleep on active duty.
To determine who introduced the flaw into our perfect skip drive manufacturing process. We must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate, but none of us can do it alone. Remember, we're all in this together. The skip drive is our legacy. It is our mandate. It is who we are. And falls to you. The brains of Horizon Point Station to determine who introduced the flaw into our perfect skip drive. Never more content. Never more content. Huh?
station's a never-ending mess. Good thing we got our own rift modulator to help us navigate.
Not sure I trust our shields to hold up against that platform. Let's find another way around. Got my lamps on an unfriendly.
Enemy.
Standing by.
Ready to waste on your command.
Get away from me. See them? They were my teammates and they didn't listen neither. You'll end up just the same.
Helen. Law, is that you? It's me, Niles. No, I look a mite different from how you remember me. Been working on my fashion sense.
Wait, Rookie? Commander? Is that you? No, this must be some kind of trick. Oh, what's happening to me? So it is you. Thank Law. I don't understand what happened, Commander. Something was wrong with Sandoval and Jepson. They glowed like they were aflame. They ran in, jumped at me, clawed at me. Law, I had to kill them.
Law, Helen. That's awful. But you were only defending yourself. I'd have done no different.
I don't understand what's happening. Everything was fine. Till the explosion. I was pinned. Fire closed in. I tried to move. I tried to find the Rookie. Then the whole station shook and tore apart. And then... nothing.
She was alive when the rift engulfed the station. That's how she's here now. We could have saved her, Commander. We could have done something.
Wait. There was something else. Sandoval was yelling. DeVries wasn't responding to comms. What happened? Law, I knew something was the matter. Tell me. Tell me everything.
Val and I tried looking for you while the commander went on ahead, but DeVries never intended for us to finish the mission. We barely escaped the station before she destroyed it.
So she never intended for any of us to survive. Figures. So what is it that left me like this? Not right. Stop speaking in circles. What are they doing?
It's called reconstitution. The Protectorate are trying to put the whole station back to how it was before it was destroyed. You included. But it's failing.
So I've come back from death to some warped version of life? All because of some twisted experiment? Is that about right? I assume you got a plan to help me? You do, don't you? How much time? With the way I'm bleeding out, I ain't sure how long I can hold on. Then go bring the fight to those bastards. I'll do my best to hold on.
Can't believe it's come down to leaving you. Again.
Don't look so glum, Rookie. You ain't getting rid of me so easy. Hurry back, huh? I'll keep the porch light on. I'll just wait here, Commander. Go on.
Hey, look there. That rover looks inbound for the skip labs.
Emergency protocols ready.
Constituted more enemies. Engagement imminent. Engaging hostile life forms.
Bad company.
Fortifying. Cycle.
Troublemaker approaching.
entering a agents.
Just get this
Sequencing attack strategies.
Located the Sovereign's office. Searching for the equation here is a valid
course of action.
Taking credit for someone else's genius? Can't say I'm surprised. Well, ain't that convenient. First... First nice thing the Sovereign's done for us. Best to get this equation inputted as soon as possible. My vision was starting to swim for a moment there.
Priority. Unseal the hangar.
on!
Somebody? Check it out.
Trigger finger's so tight!
Get the team!
Let me know when you need an instruction.
Fill this thing.
Hit the broad side of the freighter. We're here! Revolve ahead!
Hastening to cover.
Emergency protocol.
Help you with individual.
Got to get to that mountain. Deck 2, wasn't it?
This unit is rated to address any of your needs. If your needs are emotional, rest assured that any silences on this unit's behalf are accepting and understanding. Please make a request. Displaying inventory.
Like that, don't.
Invasive element!
Got my left on an
going on down there, Deck 01? I saw an intruder alert. No. No, you're not. I'm sending an audience of troopers your way.
Enthusiastically.
Anyway.
Troublemaker approaching.
Tell me we're not going to just go blunder in the head. That's not the plan. Right, Commander?
Hey, got a distraction for you.
we can carry this momentum through to the console.
Let's come back over here. Free home in the head.
Under these circumstances, locating the access credentials or proceeding by stealth is recommended.
Anyway, the modulator has got to be on this deck. We should poke around quiet-like. See what information we can uncover.
Warning. Apologies, but an automechanical object is never approved.
I heard an alarm on the crew deck. Considering your manner of being, you wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? Very well. Administrator, inform the others that we have a visitor. What exactly was it that you needed? I'm rather short on time, as a gander outside might tell you. Yeah, well, we all have urgent needs. And mine is to keep my lab and hopefully the rest of this system from falling apart. I need the modulator for my own analysis. You can wait. I will not forgo my professionalism just because you're pleading. Do try not to break anything, please. I cannot afford any setbacks.
Law, look at the size of that thing. No way we're getting the modulator on the ship. Best we can hope is get closer and learn more about it.
Here is self-locking bolt inventory at 0. Please supply this unit at your earliest convenience in order to prevent catastrophic falls.
Return to your work, my fellow subject.
Go about your business, or do not.
Nice weather we have been having, or not.
Yes, what is it? This again? I already told you, I have no time to spare minding. So you are familiar with the work we're doing. Tell me, what do you make of our experimentations? that the consul himself sent out. It has been a rather long time since they embarked. Did you happen upon them? I see. Perhaps he'll finally get what he always wanted, the consul's recognition. Such an end is certainly worthy of gossip on the command deck. Shame Rand did not see what I can. Reconstitution is not working as expected. We are dealing with twisted versions of what was once normal. It's as I've been saying for weeks, but still, this ludicrous experiment continues. And what makes you think that you have the authority to fix this? I don't know what that is. And either way, you are not the one I must convince to deviate from this mess we're in. Our situation is far more dire than it may seem. There is no proof that Rift data can be stabilized or even edited. The consul's plan will fail completely. But he no longer listens to me, which is distressing. I've prepared a report for him showing how the very structure of the modulator makes what we're attempting impossible. But I doubt he will pay it much mind. Yes, but as I said, I fear the report won't do any good. It's clear you aren't bound by the same rules as the rest of us somehow. If he won't hear Mia, perhaps a third party will have more luck. Here, use this keycard on the module over there. It will allow you to download my report and grant you access to the control deck. I hope you're able to sway him, because if you don't, we're all dead. A deck up in the control room. The console is the only one who has the means of controlling it, which makes your persuading him that much more necessary. Go now.
Accessing report. Rift restoration analysis. Compiled by Chief Scientist Monserrate. Marked for delivery to Consul Thoreau.
Esteemed Consul, after much analysis, my conclusion is that the modulator we have worked tirelessly to build will not function as intended when used for reconstituting matter from rifts. Every test of reconstitution has resulted in demonstrable failure. Proceeding as we are now with Horizon Point Station will surely lead to severe, unanticipated consequences. The modulator is only effective at closing rifts from unsafe distances. Using it to close exacerbated rifts will certainly lead to the destruction of any vessel carrying it. Unfortunately, the data that we originally had hoped for from the ancient rifts detected in the far reaches of space untouched by humanity has not yielded any of its secrets. And we are now out of time. All of our recent readings suggest that we're on the verge of losing control of this rift. I recommend diverting from our current plan before it is too late for Arcadia. I've included extensive notes and annotations appended to the modulator schematics to substantiate these conclusions. I know you will guide us wisely, my dear Consul.
Are causing the rifts. Why are they showing up past the frontiers of known space? This is stuff all right, but we'll have to worry about it later. Right now, we should concentrate on finding the console. Here we are. Console's right through those doors. He's the last obstacle between us and that modulator.
Convincing the console to stand down may be possible through a series of deft verbal maneuvers, though it is unlikely.
Don't expect much in the way of concessions. He probably still thinks he's got the stronger position.
Listen, chaos is an opportunity.
This might be a good time to resupply and reconnoiter. Reckon there's likely to be something around here that can give us an edge if our talks stall out.
Dr. Essman. Very punctual, good. Don't take a seat, this will be quick. My sentinels tell me you have some interesting ideas. Oh, easy, no need to break into a sweat. Interesting ideas can be useful in the right hands. Especially now that our partnership with the Order has become fraught. We may need our own version of their pacifying doctrine.
Oh, so I do have a germ of an idea. A less grand version of the grand plan. Instead of atoms and particles and such, it's made up of us. All doing our part, like cogs in a machine.
Interesting. A system where every subject believes they have a role to play. Enthusiastic obedience. Why, the Sovereign and I were thinking of this very thing. What should we call it?
Well, I'm not sure. It's still just a germ of a concept, of a hint of an idea, you see. It's a whole new way of thinking. A new model of society. Quite the paradigm shift.
Paradigm. Very good, Essman. Say, you look frazzled. Troubled by your own thoughts. Why don't you report to mental refreshment? My staff will personally see to your well-being.
You've come quite close enough. Sentinels, if you would.
Whatever you plan to say, Commander, best make it quick. This room's on a hair trigger.
You're right on time for the show. In a matter of minutes, I'll be transforming Arcadia for the better, and ridding it forever of trespassers like you. Do not place his decision at my feet. I know it's difficult for the likes of you to fathom the concept of self-sacrifice, but he chose mental refreshment for the good of us all. And what am I to do but carry on his legacy? What am I to do but achieve what he could not? I don't doubt that, Commander. Yes, I know well who you are. In any other situation, I might be compelled to take you apart and see how precisely it is you operate, but time, it would seem, isn't on your side. You are a relic of an impotent institution, propelled forward by nothing more than luck and foolhardy metal. But your justice is not mine. How does it feel, having your very purpose change as frequently as the wind? I've been following your progress closely, you know, since you so unceremoniously caused our Vox relay to crash into Fairfield. When you began your dealings with the Order and the Corporatists, I thought that perhaps having a chaotic element in their midst could work in our favor. But now you're here, scurrying around my ship and attempting to thwart the Protectorate yet again. You think yourself clever, don't you? The Sovereign is indisposed, leaving myself as the sole custodian of Arcadia. What's his is mine. And the victory I inevitably clench over you, over anyone, will be his in turn, even if he's not here to bask in it. For all your bluster, you seem more concerned with running your mouth than improving your performance in the field. Tell me, did you manage to stop us from bringing your peace talks to a swift end? As I recall, Greater Tranquility was reduced to little more than mangled ruins in a single moment.
The Protectorate was responsible for expanding the rift? Law. I'd ask why, but I can already guess the answer.
It was a modest success. I had hoped it'd hobble Auntie's choice in the Order once and for all, but it has proven to be a valuable lesson in patience. I was able to buy the time to enact the very plan before you. Though, judging from that vacant expression on your face, it would appear you've no idea what I intend. Very well. Once the rift destroys Arcadia, we shall edit the information stored within it and use the modulator to reshape our colony into its perfect form. Horizon Point's destruction all those years ago was a tragedy, yes, but without it, we might never have opened our eyes to our true purpose and the possibility of Arcadia's rebirth. When the matriarch discovered the first skip drive, she set us on a course to elevate humanity. We're now writing our path, and I will do my part as the architect intended.
Sequencing attack.
If these readings are right, the rift's about to destabilize completely. This modulator ain't gonna do from this distance. Someone will have to fly it in close. Real close. No choice. Sure. That's what folks always say when they want you to bend and bow. But I'm not going quiet like this time, Commander. In the serials, this is usually the point when someone heroically volunteers. Commander, it's been an honor and a privilege. You really are the best the Directorate's got. Only makes sense that you leave the schematics with me, Commander. I'll get them to the Earth Directorate. Don't worry. We'll use them and the process rift data to mass-produce modulators that can be operated at a safe distance. Rifts will no longer be a problem.
Acknowledged. Preserving the schematics for the following purpose: saving humanity. Good luck with your imminent death, Commander.
The commanders sacrificed themselves to save the galaxy. No one knew their motives or thoughts in those final moments, though legends grew around this mythical agent of the Earth Directorate all the same. Vigilant Hogarth was declared a traitor to the Protectorate, along with most other Westport townsfolk. They were judged according to the paradigm, then sentenced to be executed until dead, forever tied to the city they could not protect. After defending Fort Endurance against a fierce Mantisaur attack, Executive Warchek was awarded a commendation for profit-securing stalwartness, as well as promotion to regional manager. He eventually passed peacefully in his sleep at the scientifically astounding age of 6. Having died at the peace talks, Augustine DeVries' treachery was never known to the Earth Directorate. She is forever remembered as the star agent who tragically went missing during her mission. Val continued to serve the Earth Directorate faithfully for many more years than should be possible, giving automechs like her everywhere a reputation as stable and reliable. As a result, more Valerie units were put into service, while fewer human agents were deployed into the field. Niles remained torn about the Earth Directorate and his place in it. His victory at the reconstituted Horizon Point turned to ash in his mouth when he learned that his friend, Zebulon Tran, was captured while attempting a heist on the tomb of the matriarch. Niles slipped away from the incognito one evening to attempt to free Zebulon from mental refreshment and make amends for the past. He was never seen or heard from again. Forced to think for themselves after a lifetime of luxurious certainty, Protectorate hardliners banded together to preserve their society. Without the Order or the corporatists controlling Arcadia, they had a real chance at making a comeback. Sovereign Varric was eventually discovered in mental refreshment in a placid and compliant state. All parties felt it would be best to leave him in the hands of the remaining Protectorate, who had the most experience with refreshment's process and victims. Despite the recent tumultuous events in Arcadia, it was business as usual for Free Market Station. Sub Rosa continued to supply the colony in the wake of the commander's actions. With unfettered access to skip drives and beholden to no one, the Earth Directorate became what it was always meant to be, the ultimate authority in Arcadia. The colony served as a base to expand the agency's reach across the galaxy. Meanwhile, the Earth Directorate controlled Arcadia with little trouble for a time, successfully rebranding it as a society free of corporate or government overreach. Yet, as the years passed, the Arcadians saw fewer and fewer differences between the Earth Directorate and their previous overlords. All of these events turned on the decisive actions of the Earth Directorate agent and their unique way of navigating Arcadia, its disparate factions, social complexities, ubiquitous product placement, and arsenal of absurdly satisfying weaponry. But through it all, and to this day, Earth has remained inexplicably dark.